extremely disappointed with the leadership of the Bridgeport Police Department and have found the actions taken up to this point with regards to these two investigations unacceptable.
Two investigators involved in the Lawrence Smithfield case have been suspended by the mayor of Bridgeport, Connecticut due to their handling of the case. Angel Lanos and Kevin Cronin, two detectives working the Lawrence Smithfield case, have been suspended pending investigation into their actions and handling of the case. 23-year-old Lawrence Smithfield was found unresponsive in her Bridgeport, Connecticut apartment on December 12, 2021, after meeting with Matthew LaFountain, who she met through a dating app called Bumble. LaFountain told investigators that him and Lauren hung out the night prior, and when he woke up the next morning, he found Lauren unresponsive with blood coming out of her right nostril. An autopsy performed would reveal that Lauren died of an overdose from a mixture of fentanyl, promethazine, hydroxyzine, and alcohol. Despite the suspicious circumstances surrounding Lauren's death, the medical examiner has ruled her death an accidental overdose. Not surprising, this conclusion has angered Lauren's family, especially considering the lack of investigating police have done. Lauren's family have been open about the disrespect and lack of concern Bridgeport police have shown towards Lauren's case. Lauren's family states that the police have shown no interest in investigating the circumstances surrounding Lauren's death.
We had to keep calling the police officer, and he never ever respond to us. It's like when he said he's going to come over, he never showed up. For almost, he had the family waiting for first an hour, then later on 5 hours.
What?
I find it quite odd that when we walked into her apartment, it was not taped off or anything at all. And the idea that this person wrote in the police report that they kept on drinking. If a person was already intoxicated, why would you drink more? And another thing that I find really, really suspicious that he wrote in the police report that her brother came to see her, and he's trying to...
He failed to question Matthew LaFountain, who was the only person present in the apartment with Lauren at the time of her death. In fact, relatives of Lauren were told that LaFountain did not need to be questioned because he seemed like a nice guy. The family continued running into issues with the Bridgeport Police Department when trying to get answers in regards to Lauren's case. At one point, they were flat out told to stop calling the police department. The family has since hired their own attorney, Darnell Crossland, in an effort to get justice for Lauren.
I'm not going to look just in the four corners of Bridgeport. Systemic racism is from the top down. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. And I'm not here to litigate this case on this quick phone call that you've made to me. So if that's what we're doing, we're not going to be doing that. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that in this country, Black women's lives are disregarded. In this country, Black women go disappear at an alarming number every single year with no regard. And that's what we're seeing in the Lawrence Smithfield case in Bridgeport.
Darnell Crossland, we appreciate your time. I know you're awfully busy right now. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Suspension of the two investigators on the case comes after comparisons have been made between the handling of Lauren's case and the case of 53-year-old Brenda Rawls, who died just a couple of miles away from where Lauren's apartment is located on the same day that Lauren was found unresponsive. Similar to the experience Lauren's family had, Brenda's family were not notified by the police of her passing. Neighbors of Brenda's informed the family of her passing when they arrived at her home looking for her. Her family then could not locate where her body had been taken. They called the police department, local hospitals, and funeral homes, but could not find Brenda's body. On December 14th, 2 days after being pronounced dead, Brenda's family found her body at the medical examiner.
On our own, no one took the courtesy to inform a relative.
And we're not going to stop until we get some type of answers.
The family says when they went to the police department looking for answers, they were told nobody could help them. On a bleak Christmas they will never forget, the family says they hope now police will hear what they have to say.
Please look into sensitivity training for all your officers. That's all I want to say.
The cause of death for Brenda has not yet been determined. There are no obvious signs of trauma or foul play. The families of both women detail the blatant disregard shown towards their cases. Their families state that investigators on the case were insensitive and did not understand or care to understand how to deal with grieving families. They believe the department needs to undergo a sensitive training and investigators need to be held accountable when handling sensitive cases like these. The 2 investigators will remain on leave until an internal assessment has been done and any indispensable disciplinary move is